Hi, it's Raleigh Brown here, and I thought I'd give you a short little lesson on DADGAD this morning since I've been playing a little in that tuning. There's a real easy way to think about this tuning. First of all, the tuning itself is your standard tuning, and the low E gets tuned down 2 frets, and the high E gets tuned down 2 frets, and the B string gets tuned down 2 frets. And the name of the tuning comes from the notes D, A, D, G, A, D. And you can hear, unlike standard tuning, it already has a beautiful tonality when you just have it there. So for you guitar pickers, I'm going to give you a way of thinking about DADGAD. First of all, the bottom 4 strings are the same as they would be in drop D tuning. So if you're used to playing in drop D tuning, where you have these 2 bass notes, and the top 2 strings are exactly the same way they'd be in standard tuning in the key of E. So here's your E note. And if it was blues, so the blues patterns that you'd use in E, at least on the top 2 strings, are the same. So you could do kind of bluesy stuff. But the real strength of DADGAD lies in this interval that we create where you have this, instead of having a like open D tuning, which would go D, A, F sharp, or D, A, D, F sharp, A, D, and would sound like this. We have this 4th left in there, this open G, which is a suspended 4th. There's Suki the dog. And so it gives you this sound, which gives you this very cool relationship that if you play the 4th fret of your D string and then play D, G, B, what would normally be that, you get a scale passage. And then you have the top string. So these notes are sequential in the major scale. And these notes are this open D and then the 4th fret and 4th fret. If you couple these 2 things together, you get this. Here's the first one. Here's the second one. So I'm playing 0, 4, 4, and then I'm playing 0, 0, 4. And if you kind of get so you can kind of roll through those, you can add a couple more major scale notes. And if you want to go a little farther, you can go, and you can reach up here to the 7th fret on the A string and then have the open D. So now you have a whole octave or more. And up here you have like your E major scale type fingering. And from here you go to the open D string. And you have this D bass underneath it, you know. Now you also have some really easy kind of chord fragments that work wonderfully. And one of them is you can just do the 2nd fret of your 2 A strings here now, and that's your 4 chord. So in D, that's a G chord. And back to your D, if you want a 5 chord, and these chords are kind of fragments. I'm not going to go into the details of whether it's an added 9 or whatever, but you just hear the sound. So here's our 1 chord, our 4 chord, our 5 chord, our 1 chord again. You can also play a 4 chord or G chord by moving your bass up to here and playing this. So it's 5th fret and then open. You leave the A string out there, I think, but and then you can have bass movement, you know. Here is like a 2 chord, so it's an E minor in the key of D. There's your A chord, your 5, and then your 1. There's also some cool fingerings like a B minor where you can get the 2nd fret here and then the 4th fret of the A, D, and G strings, and then you have these. So now you have the B minor, G, E minor, A, and there's also a great F chord where I just get these three strings on the 3rd fret, and you roll across the rest. You go from your F to your G to your A to your D. And if you want to play minor key stuff, instead of this, instead of thinking of these notes, you think of, so I go 0, 3, 4, opened, open, 3. And you have more of a bluesy or minor sound. So that's a little, quick primer on DADGAD. Enjoy.